Welcome to Beyond the Open Door. I am your host, Domina, and you have entered a safe and sacred space. We are in the midst of Hoodoo Heritage Month 2025, and I'm glad that you are taking this journey with me or you're supporting me in my journey this month. So we are on day number 4. We have honored the ancestors. Thank you all for your support for the short video that I put up the other day. The second, we recognize Nat Turner Day. And I will say again, I am not going to record for every day this month, but on certain days I will either record live or I will put up a video speaking specifically to that day. But I will say that I did a little ritual / divination with the spirit of Nat Turner that evening, recognizing him. And man, that was a very neat experience, and I'm glad that I did that. So yesterday was the 3rd, and we were to take a spiritual bath. I took a spiritual shower. I bought from my metaphysical store. They had soap that was curated with the herbs and things in it, so I didn't necessarily have to worry about the herbs going down my drain and clogging the drain or anything like that. So that was a powerful, powerful time, and I hope you had a chance to do that as well. So today is the 4th, and on today's agenda, it is make a condition oil. And so if you don't know what that is, condition oil simply means you're making an oil or an oil blend for a specific condition. So like a money drawing oil or a love spell oil or a road opener or a banishing kind of oil. So whatever the need may be for your situation, there's a way to make an oil blend for that, and you can use it in your ritual, or you can just roll it on yourself for protection as you go throughout whatever the issue is. So today I thought, since we are in Hoodoo Heritage Month, it would be appropriate to make an ancestor oil. So I am going to flip the screen. And I'm going to give you a recipe. Here's everything that you're going to need. And then I'm going to talk you through this. So the ingredients that I have on here are things that you have in your home, or if you don't have in your home, you could go to the grocery store, your Piggly Wiggly, your Kroger, your Jewel, whatever main grocery stores in your area. You can find most of these herbs there. There are a couple things on here that you may not be able to find, but within the ingredients that have listed, you can see that you can make a substitute. So I'm just going to go through each one of those. So mugwort is used for psychic ability. I do have some here. So when I make mine, I will actually use mugwort. But if you don't have mugwort as we go through, there is a substitution, and you can use that. And I think I spelled psychic wrong, so I'm going to have to correct that later. Cinnamon sticks, if you don't have the sticks, but you have the powder in your house, that suffices. The cinnamon is for healing and your psychic ability. Rosemary, I have some rosemary here that I actually grew in my garden. So I brought it in, I threw it in the oven, I dried it out, and I store it in a glass jar. But again, if you don't have any, if you didn't grow your own, you can buy some fresh from this grocery store and you can dry it, or you can put it in there fresh. Either way is fine. I just happen to dry mine because I want to save it for a while. So the rosemary is for protection and love. Star anise or star anise is for your psychic ability and luck. And again, if you don't have it in your home, run to the store and get some really quickly. And that's what it looks like. You don't need the whole, well, it depends on the level of your glass vessel, and I'll get to that in a minute. The next item is called Obsidian crystal. I don't have mine in front of me, but it is a black crystal. It looks like it's made from volcano, basically. It's dry volcano ash, and it's this real shiny, jagged kind of crystal material. It's not necessarily a quote unquote true crystal, but it's called a crystalloid, I believe is the correct term for it. Though I have them in chip form. Again, I don't have it in front of me. But the obsidian crystal is for protection and healing. And if you see, the rosemary will take care of that. So if you happen to have obsidian, that's just an extra boost. But if you don't, please don't run to the store or don't run online and try to get it. You already have that component with the rosemary. Or if you have if you have an herb book such as I have the Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. If you look up the word for protection, these just happen to be the ones that come up, but there are others. So if you have this kind of dictionary or a dictionary like this for herbs and plants, I know there's another one that's a hoodoo book called Hoodoo Herb and Root Magic. Um, that has the information in there for those herbs as well. Again, just look it up. If you even Google herbs for protection, you'll get a whole list of them. And if you have any of those herbs in your house that I'm not mentioning, use that. I'm just giving you some kind of, some quick tips that I just happen to have in my home that I can use when I'm going to make mine as an example for you. But you do your own research, your own homework, and you make a blend that works for you. The other crystal is an amethyst crystal, or the chips. I do have those in front of me, or I did. Oh yeah, here they are. They're just these little purple, sorry, there we go. Purple crystal chips. Or if you have a small enough crystal, again, depending on the size of your glass vessel, you can either have an actual crystal itself, or if you have the chips because you're going to use a smaller vessel, either one will work. But the amethyst chips are for healing and wisdom. So again, if you don't have any of these things, Google wisdom, Google healing, Google protection, Google love, herbs for those, crystals for those. You will be able to find something, and 9 times out of 10, you have it in your house, and you can substitute that for any of these things that I have on my list in front of you. A carrier oil would be either coconut oil. I actually have what's called a fractionated coconut oil, and I just have, I think this is this is a half gallon of it. I like to use this because, or you can also use olive oil. Everybody has olive oil, extra virgin olive oil in your home. So if you don't have the coconut oil, the extra virgin is a good substitute. I like using the coconut oil because it doesn't have the a scent to it, whereas the olive oil may have a light scent. But if you don't mind the scent and that's what you have, please use that. Okay, and then you need a glass vessel of any size, as long as it's glass, and preferably a dark one. I happen to have, and I ordered because I make different oils for myself. So I actually ordered these off of Amazon. They're the rollers. So you can pull the roller. Here we go. You can pull this bit off, put it what you need in here, put the bit on, and then it also has a lid that you can screw on. So again, if you have I'm trying to think, like an old syrup jar that's glass, and you wash that out really well, and you can reuse that. You can use that. Any kind of dark, and if you don't have a dark one, that's fine. You can use one of these mason jars. You can go to Lowe's, Menards, Home Depot. You can get the smaller. I mean, you can have the clear jars. That's fine, but you'll have to just store them in a dark place. Either way works. I just happen to get this because if I want to carry it around with me, I don't have to worry about the sunlight, getting into it and then shortening the lifespan of it. That's really what it is. The darker the jar, it helps to extend the life of the oil. If you're going to use this a lot, or if you're going to share it with others, you can make a bigger batch of it. But if it's just going to be a single use for yourself, then I suggest that you would just get something small like this, because then you can use this on and on and on and on and on, and it's your personal. It's like your deodorant. This is going to be your personal use. You're not going to share it with anybody else. It's for you and you alone. So those are the ingredients that we need to make our ancestor oil. Then we are going to put it all together. So this is what we call the working. In hoodoo, you have your ingredients, you have your intention, you have your ingredients, and then you have the working. And so this is the working portion of this ancestor oil. So whatever vessel, whatever glass vessel you're going to use, you need to cleanse it. Not just wash it with soap and water, although that is a good natural cleanse, but also do a spiritual cleanse with it. So I like to smoke cleanse my things, and so I have a Palo Santo stick, and I've had it for a long time. You can see, oh, maybe you can't. Is that better? There we go. There's a better view of it. Palo Santo stick. As you can see, it's not that big. I try to be respectful of this because I think it's like endangered, or we don't want to overuse. So I use this sparingly, but when I do use it, I make sure that if I'm going to light it up and smoke, that I'm smoking several things, not just lighting it up for one particular thing. So you light this, and you have to let it kind of burn for a while before the flame goes out. And I suggest you let the flame go out on its own, because it will stay, the smoke will last longer, and then you can use it, take advantage of the smoke power that you have at the time, is what I'm trying to say. If you don't have this, if you have a lemon in the home, cut a lemon in half, squeeze the juice, add some water to that, and then you can wash it. That's kind of like a quick wash after you wash it with your detergent. Give it a quick wash and dry it, and that's another way that you can cleanse it. I'm just saying. Hoodoo, they used what they had. They wouldn't run into the store or run into the grocery, the little market down the road. They used what they had, and they made what they had work. So if you don't have if you have Florida water, you can, I made my own, so I have some in a spray bottle. I can spray the thing, dry it up, and then it's ready to go. Whatever you have, use that, and you're good to go. Don't think if you don't have a Palo Santo stick that your oil is not going to be powerful and it's not going to work. It will work, because you're the magic. You are just putting the magic, you're manifesting the magic with your hands, with your intention, and the work, the time and energy that you're putting into it. So let's keep that in mind. It's not so much about the stuff, although the stuff helps us, but we are the magic in ourselves, and our manifestation of what we do with that speaks volumes. So we've got our vessel, and it's cleansed. Then what we're going to do, we're going to take each of the ingredients individually. The rosemary, we're going to take a little bit of that. So because I have the smaller vessel, I don't need that much. It's not about filling it up so much either. It's just about putting just enough in there of each of these things. And I'm not making it now, because I want to wait until this evening after sunset and make it this evening. And I have time to sit over it, time to bless everything, time to do the next steps after I get to there. So you're going to take each one of the ingredients, you're going to put it in your hand, you're going to pray over it, you're going to speak the intention for it. If it's the rosemary, thank you, Rosemary, for the protection. As I work with my ancestors, you are going to help protect me in all that I do, everywhere that I go, everything that I say. I am covered going in and going out. Speak over that, speak that intention, and mean it. And don't just, this is you infusing power in what you're going to do, who you are, and what your purpose is. And when you use this, even if you're just going to roll it on yourself before you go to work every day during this month, and even months after Hoodoo month is over with, this is your protection. This is your, when you need wisdom, it's going to provide you, it's going to remind you that you have wisdom within you, and it's going to help you bring that wisdom out. Oh my God, let me stop, because whew, I feel it coming on. Another item that I did not use, or I did not mention, and I forgot to add, is sage. Sage is also for wisdom. So again, if you don't have the obsidian or what was the, yes, obsidian for wisdom. If you have sage in your house, I grew my own sage. You can substitute the sage for that. So you have what you need. You just got to figure out what it is and then put it together. So back to the work. You've got your vessel. You have each of your ingredients. You're putting each of them in your hand. You're pulling out just what you need. If you've got a bigger one, yeah, you could use a little bit more. But if you just have this little one like I have, whatever size it is, you use, I would say, equal parts of each of those. And then just make that work. But put it in your hand. Speak your intention. Thank it for what it is. Call out what it's going to be for, how it's going to assist you, how it's going to cover you, how it's going to help you as you work with your ancestors, or as you're taking this that is a representation of your ancestors with you wherever you go or in what you're doing. Speak over it, add it to the vessel. Each one, speak over it, add it to the vessel. Once you get them all in there, then add your oil, cover it either right there to that line right there. So you don't want to take it all the way up because then that piece has to fit in. But yeah, right there at the lip, that last piece right there at the lip, or if you're using a bigger mason jar, right. Oh, sorry, you can't see my finger on that side. Right there. So here's the lid, and it's that last major line right there. Just fill it up to that point. Then what you want to do, close it up, and then you're going to speak to the jar and as a whole. You've spoken to each individual ingredient. You've thanked it. You've called out its purpose and the intention that why you're using it. And now that you have it all together in the oil, then you're going to go from the east and thank the east that it is protected and that it is consecrated. You're going to go to the south. You're going to thank the south, the spirits of the south, that is going to consecrate and help do what it's supposed to do. You're going to face the west, and then you're going to face the north. You're thanking your ancestors. You can thank them in each cardinal direction as well. Ancestors in the east, ancestors in the south, ancestors in the west, ancestors in the north. I thank you all that you are working with me, that we are consecrating this, that this powerful oil is going to do what it has been created to do, that I am covered from head to toe and all that concerns me, blah, 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 blah. You say what you need to say for yours. And then you sit it in either a windowsill, if you have a windowsill, or a cool, dark place. Now, if you're doing a little one like this, the full moon is going to happen this coming Tuesday. So a couple of days before and a couple of days after, that energy is starting to come in. So I am going to sit mine in the windowsill, and I'm going to let it charge during that time, these couple of nights before, the night of, and then a couple of nights after, and then it's ready to go. If you're making a bigger batch, give it more time to sit. So I would do either from a new moon to new moon cycle or full moon to full moon cycle. So since the next major moon cycle is the full moon, and you're going to make this, I would make it now and then have it from full moon to full moon cycle. And then after those 4 weeks, it's good to go. So if you want to do just a little, do this one, but then do like a smaller, if you can find a smaller jar or whatever, so that you can use it right away or use it during this time. Either way works. And then once that time is done, just store it in a cool place. Again, especially if it's a clear jar, you want to do that. If it's a darker colored vessel, then you don't really have to worry about that, because the color itself is protecting it from the major sunlight, so that the lifespan of the oil will be in place. And that is it, friends and family alike. That is our ancestor oil. Again, you Google the words and then find the herb that matches the word that you want your ancestor oil to represent. Get it together, pray over it, speak over the intention of each ingredient. Go to the four corners, basically, or the four cardinals areas. Invoke your ancestors in this work, that you have their power along with your power, and make it work. I hope that was helpful for you, or at least give you an idea of how you want your ancestor oil to go. Have fun. Again, if you have young children, do it as a family. Let them do their own little portion, and they have theirs. They can dab themselves. You don't have to dab them. They can learn how to cover themselves as they see you covering yourself. They can learn how to cover those who are important to them as they see you covering who's important to you. And so, again, thank you for joining me. Have fun with it, and I'll see you next time. Peace and blessings to you all.